Welcome back to Infection-Free Zone. You might recognize this spot. This is where I set up my base during the previous two episodes. But you'll notice I don't have a base here right now because I realized this was a terrible plan. All the buildings around here are very large. It's hard to set up defenses around them, and it's expensive to live in a place like this. And so what I thought I would do was, on my own, between episodes, I went back to this same map and started a new base that was much, much better. And I've basically brought it up to about the same level in the story that I was at before when we quit. We've just obtained our first research books, and we've just gotten the assignment to research basic antenna technology. So I guess, before we start getting into the nighttime, I guess I will trigger that research. So we've got 15 books. I went to Chapman University and just took all of the books off the shelves. And so I've got a ton of books. We're going to start research on the basic antenna, and then we'll hit play and see what's going on. But you can see I'm in much better shape. Oh, well, I guess we'll let them fight. I'm in much better shape than I was before. I've got 2 cars. I've got a lot of little towers surrounding my base, though obviously I'm being attacked from the one direction that doesn't have very many of them. I've got an assault rifle in this squad, pistols with that squad. So between the bows and arrows coming from these towers and the bullets coming from here, we should be in pretty good shape. And you'll notice that I've spaced these things out so that they cover each other, mostly. I think these two don't cover each other that well. But I have these corners where it's like this big metal tower is covering both of the nearby wooden towers. So no matter what these enemies attack, they're going to be shot at from multiple sides. So we'll let this happen. Another thing that I've been doing is disassembling buildings more. My goal is to actually have basically this block be my settlement. Have room for like farming and whatever other stuff I need to build in this whole area. And then I can surround it by these towers as I expand. And then each tower will be able to cover its neighboring towers. And it'll be a very safe little place until it needs to get bigger, and then it gets complicated. But I haven't explored that far. I did drive out to, I think, up here. I think this is like a satellite campus of Chapman. Which is the college that I went to in this area. And so I cleared this out of all of its books. But otherwise, I haven't done a lot of ranging beyond just the immediate area surrounding my base. So we've still got a lot to explore. And SkippySTG, who hasn't been to my channel in a while, is asking, what is this game? So the basic concept of Infection-Free Zone is, this is a zombie apocalypse community simulator. You're trying to build a community of people who farm to feed themselves, defend themselves from... These are like vambies. These are like vampire zombies that only come out at night, mostly. But the thing that's special about it is the map is derived from real-world map data. And so you can choose anywhere in the world that Google Maps has covered, and it can generate a map for you of that local area. Now, I actually, on a side game, I actually did one that was based around my parents' house, and even though it had the footprint of my parents' house, but it turned it into an apartment building instead of into a single family home, and they did that to the entire area. And so there isn't a lot of, they're doing the entire world. There's not a lot of very specific information that they have about a lot of these places, so it'll only be a rough approximation. And I believe the game was made in Poland, and so you see the architecture almost anywhere you go. The architecture is kind of Soviet, but that kind of contributes to the mood of the piece, and so I'm not going to complain about that either. So this right here, this is the environs of Chapman University in Orange, California. In fact, like I was saying, I think this was like a satellite campus. I think actual Chapman is over to the right over here someplace. But what I originally did in the first 2 episodes was I tried to settle in the apartment building where I actually lived when I was going to Chapman. And then that ended up being a problem because there's so many large buildings around here. It's expensive. There's a lot of space to try to cover. So I went for a smaller zone over here. So that's where we are. So I basically brought this base up to the level that I was at in the previous episode. And now that the sun is coming up and we're dealing with less Vambi danger, it's time to go out and try to accomplish something. So we've got our little lab here that is doing research. That's our current objective. And so once I think it's daytime and people are actually out of bed and working, this progress meter will start filling up, and we will learn how to make an antenna. That's my only real official goal, and so in the meantime, I'm just going to do normal stuff. So I'm going to take my squads, send them out scavenging. And both of them have cars, which is nice. I'm actually kind of surprised that I got a second car. That's just, I think, pure chance. The other 2 games of this that I've played, I only ever got 1 car in the early game. So I'm going to send my scavengers in opposite directions. In the meantime, I've got all of my little citizens going out here to do these blue jobs. So here I've got them scavenging metal from... what is this noise I'm hearing? Hold on.
Operator, we found an abandoned farmstead. There are some chickens running around.
Chickens!
They seem to have gone wild, but maybe we can breed them if we make a proper place for that?
Take them.
Catch them. We'll give it a shot.
Search done.
I think the term for that they want is feral, and not
We're on the move. Let's do it.
not wild necessarily. Wild means never domesticated. Feral means it's been domesticated, but now it's wild. So, anyway, so yeah, so you can sort of highlight jobs. Like over here, I've got a woodcutting job that I've got 4 people assigned to do. Over here, we've got a metal scavenging job that we've got 10 people set to do. Over here, we're scavenging, but now we've got this option to build a barn. So is a barn something I need to build, or is it something that I assign to an existing building? Because a lot of your options are the latter, that you assign them to existing buildings. So let's see. So this costs, it costs per cubic yard. So yeah, I think the barn is something I will assign to an existing building. So for instance, if I put the barn in this small building, it only takes 2 metal and 5 wood. But if I assign it here, it'll take 6 metal and 16 wood. It does feel like the barn should be a fairly large thing. I'm not sure what else wants to be a large thing, but I think I want to make this my barn. So we just fill it with animals. So unfortunately, all of my people right now, you can see right down there is my list of I have 51 people and 0 of them are unemployed. So I think I might want to take people off the metal scavenging job and put them on the construction job for the barn.
Search done. Roger.
We've got a very weird first-time chatter right there. If one of my mods. Anyway, I'm not going to read that chat message out loud. Tendalense came in and pointed out that there is a movie apparently being made, or at least being discussed, about the game El Paso Elsewhere, which I've been playing habitually for months now. So it was right after I finished playing the game that I heard about that news. And so I think it's still in I don't think they've started production or anything like that. I think it's still in development. So, and, movie deals like this can go any number of ways. And so, I'm not going to invest too much hope in it going all the way through, but apparently Lakeith Stanfield is sort of slated to play the main character. And so normally when people say, oh, this video game needs to be made into a movie, usually I'm a little skeptical because I'm like, does it really, though? I mean, it's already a good game. Does it need to be something else to be legitimate? And also, a lot of the time, what's good about a game is stuff that's very specific to it as a game that wouldn't necessarily carry over to a movie. It might have some good stuff that could carry over, but that's not always easy to do. In the case of El Paso Elsewhere, though, I think that very specifically, like, the gameplay of that game is fun and cool and retro and neat. It's not the main standout thing of it. The main standout thing about that game is the relationship story between the hero and the villain, basically. And it tells a very specific story that I don't feel like I had heard before in other settings, and I really like the idea of them trying that same story in another medium and getting a chance to sort of bring it to a new audience. Because I think it was one of the most amazing things about that game is how they told that story. So since that is the thing that translates over to a movie, I'm more excited about the El Paso Elsewhere movie than I am about your typical game movie deal. All right, so whenever I scroll on Twitch, it also scrolls my map. So I'm having trouble going back and reading messages that I've missed. All right, so, Oh, wait, and now chat is paused because I scrolled. I want to see new messages. Okay, there we go. All right, so night has fallen. So actually, I'm taking a risk by leaving my guys out here in the field during nighttime, because this is when the Vambies come out. However, I'm a little less worried because you can usually see the Vambies coming from a ways away, and both of my squads here have got cars. So neither of them is going to take like if either of them gets in trouble, they can get back home pretty fast. So I think I'm not too worried about them. So I'm going to zoom out so I can see any danger coming, but I'm going to just raise the speed, and it looks like, oh, here we go, some hostiles, but it looks like they don't see my guy. I'm going to go over here and grab some fuel. Oh, they are, oh crap, nope, never mind. They are attacking something. So I'm going to bring in my squads. I forgot, if I'm going to build over here, that means I need to defend over here. I hadn't been thinking about the fact that building a barn means I'm creating something that the zombies can attack. Basically, anything that I've built... Okay, these guys took a little bit of damage, but they're fine. Anything that I've built... Oh, they didn't get in the car. Of course they didn't get in the car. Anything that I've built is a target for zombies. It's not just the people. Like, if you leave something half-built, the zombies will tear it down. I'd forgotten about that. So that was a poor decision on my part. I really should have made the barn one of these closer buildings, even with the smaller size. But that means, I mean, luckily I do have a ton of construction supplies. So I can build some... I could sort of backfill my bad decision a little bit by building myself some defenses near this thing. And so, yeah, so let's see. So the distances we've been going is something like that. So I'll try to place towers to kind of line up with where else I've placed towers. And sort of cover this area. So this one is kind of like that. Okay. So I want to place it in a similar spot. Except the flyout is in the way of how I was using to measure things. Whatever, it's fine. I think that looks about right. Let's just put that right there. Okay, so these all are going to need people to build them. So how many people do I have assigned to some of these other jobs? I got 2 people each taking these buildings down, but they're going to be done soon. I could take a couple more people off the metal scavenging, because I do have, you know, a fair amount of metal scavenging already going on. And just assign 1 each to these towers. I don't know what the chances are of one person getting a tower up in a day, but we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, it looks like there's not a lot of other zombies coming, so let's drop off our equipment. Keeping up, by the way, with, like, when you have multiple squads out, keeping them in jobs is kind of tough. Like, you know, if you ignore a guy for a while, they'll just sit there in a building not doing anything. And so you need to, like, keep giving them new jobs. All right, so let's go get this fuel. So Scipius wants to know when State of Decay 2 is going to be getting Vambies. I think we're probably not going to do Vambies. Though, I don't know. We have been going with the same set of freaks for a really long time. Maybe someday we should try to add a new one. Not anytime soon, though, I wouldn't say. Oh, that's right. Kimsa Bims is pointing out, I think somebody might have left me a YouTube comment that said something along these lines, too. Kimsa Bims says that you can chain a bunch of orders together by holding was it the shift key? Let's try that. Let's tell these guys to search this series of buildings and see how that goes. Similarly, let's send these guys back to the car. I'm going to start them in the car so they hopefully will maintain awareness that they're doing this with a car. And I'll send them to these 3 buildings. Now, these are very big jobs, and so they probably won't finish them. Oh. So they spotted some people, probably armed. Let's treat them as friendly.
Approach them friendly.
But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you run into some nasty villains who just want to murder you. But when you do, and you successfully murder them, you get their guns, which is kind of nice, actually. So I'm not too worried about this group. Kim Sabitza points out that actually there's a reminder at the bottom of the screen telling me that I could have done that, and I just didn't notice. Fair. Okay, so you can see we've got little people gathered here. They're all building stuff, doing stuff. And how's our research going? Okay, it looks like our research is 3/4 of the way done. So it'll be good timing if we can finish some of these other jobs in time, because once we've researched the antenna, we need to build the antenna. I've taken the game just a little bit farther in one other playthrough, the one I was doing in my parents' neighborhood. So I know a little bit more about what happens afterwards, but not a ton. So La Coalición is doing a poll. Oh wait, these guys are hostile. Okay. It does look like my characters. Okay, I have an idea. Oh wait, no, that's a terrible idea. Okay. I'm going to try to take refuge. See if that makes me more defensible. Nope, we just have the fight inside the building. I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is going very badly for my people. I just lost somebody. Oh crap, I lost a character. That was not what I expected. Okay. Well, they kept their friend's stuff, but their inventory's all full. Well, crap, I did not expect to lose a person in that fight. I should have ganged up on them. I was overconfident.
Now we're ready to build an antenna. Once it's operational, we'll be ready to receive distant transmissions again and broadcast some invitations ourselves.
Okay, so we've just gotten back some people from having finished demolishing those like sheds.
Okay.
But
Let's do this.
first thing we should do with those people is replenish our ranks here with this group. So we're going to leave these guys in here healing for a bit. But then we should build our antenna. Now, first thing I want to check is, are there limitations on where I can place fields? Yes. Okay, so... But I'm not sure what the rules are exactly. I can't place it here in the middle of these roads. I can place it here on the side of the roads, though. I'm not sure why that's different. But if I can fit a field here, I kind of want to, so I'm going to add that field, just because that seems like a special place. But then let's build the actual... Where is it? The actual antenna in this spot where I couldn't build a field. And kind of right in the middle of the base, to some degree. So, okay, that'll be our antenna. And we do have just enough people to be working on all this stuff at the same time. Though, I am sort of making the classic mistake that I always make in this kind of game, which is you can actually get more done if you have your people focus on one thing at a time. Do basically a barn raising on one thing, finish it, do a barn raising on another thing, finish it. Spreading everyone out really thin, doing everything at once, is a great way to accomplish nothing for a really, really long time and then suddenly have a bonanza. So that tends to be my pattern when I'm playing this game. I wonder, can I give Marilyn a break? Can I take her out of the squad? It looks like I can't. I think once she's in the squad, unless... I can disband the entire squad. But, I mean, it looks like they have a rank. I haven't really learned much about this. It looks like they have a rank. And so keeping her on is actually probably better anyway. Okay, it looks like my team that was out there scavenging all those buildings is coming home. Dropping stuff off. Ooh, and going back out again. Oh, so automated. Oh, I love it. Okay, looks like we can see the orange of sunset. So anyway, so La Coalición did a poll, and he wanted to know what people's ideal food source would be in the zombie apocalypse. Well, we're seeing one of the drawbacks of farming. It's starting to get cold. And so this food source is going to slow way down during the winter. Or maybe even stop. I'm not exactly sure how it works. So I think that each day that they represent here is meant to be like a month. Because it says 9, December. And so I'm pretty sure 10 is going to be January, 11 is going to be February. Let's look at that. So I think that winter is just like, I think it's not that long. I think it's a period of time where you don't get as much food, but it's okay. You can survive it. Anyway, the choices that La Coalición gave in his poll were fishing, farming, hunting, or scavenging. So I would definitely start with scavenging, because that's where I'm going to get food that I'm actually accustomed to. And then as far as like, I mean, ideally I want all of those going on because that's how you get a balanced meal. As far as which one I would want to do myself, I mean, probably farming. I'm kind of squeamish. I'd have trouble probably dealing with, gutting an animal and that sort of thing. And fishing, I just intuit that I'd be bad at it. I've never done it really, but I just feel like, yeah, I would probably be pretty terrible at that job. Okay, these guys are still scavenging. How are these guys doing healing-wise? You know what? Maybe we can still send Marilyn out in the field. She's fine. You're fine, Marilyn. Walk it off.
Going there.
Let's just take down that whole neighborhood. Doesn't look like there's a lot of vampies. Oh, it's a full moon night. That's why. So you can see the full moon here in the weather report. That tells you that it's a bright night, and so the vampies are too scared to come out. Have I really not scavenged this? Sometimes we'll find a bugged building that marks itself unscavenged, even though it has been scavenged. Next time one of my squads is here, though, I want to see about that. That seems a little off.
There's nothing left.
Scipius asks, would I survive a State of Decay type apocalypse? I doubt it. I mean, it's not like I've got any of the relevant skills.
Reporting.
Unless people need a lot of video games, you know, in the post-apocalypse.
Nothing left.
Another car. Wow, that's great. Okay, well, you know what? Once we get enough extra people, once we're done with some of these jobs, I might form a new squad to go claim that car.
Receiving.
Okay, wow, they really didn't find a lot of stuff in this area. Normally, I would expect them to have more than just one inventory's worth of stuff after searching that many buildings. So let's... Oh, right, we should go get the stuff, loot the bodies of our enemies. There. I've just sent you to a bunch of buildings now. I'm sure everything's fine. Alright, well, I think with everyone having lots of assignments and no vambies,
There's nothing left. Clear. Clear.
we can just speed up time.
Search done.
Watch them scavenge. Okay, they're filling up their car. You can see them going here. They're not on screen.
Clear. Building clear. More to find.
Once they've filled up the car...
There's nothing left. There's nothing left.
What's happening?
Coming.
Operator, do you see these clouds? I've never seen such a big storm. The sky's so dark,
Building clear.
the infected might be able to walk in the cloud's shadow during the
Uh-oh.
day. We need to be vigilant.
Going there.
That's a good
Going
point.
there.
Let's stay on guard.
There are some raiders around here. Get ready.
Okay. So we got bad stuff happening now. So let's
On my way.
at least get Marilyn home to start healing up again.
Operator.
And then... What's going on with you guys?
We're on the move.
Okay, your car is full up. Oh, whoa! How many cars are out here? Okay, okay. Let's take this car home. So yeah, because this is a day when zombies might come out, I want to keep at least my more vulnerable group close to home. But I might actually send my better armed group
Ready for action.
out on foot, so they can collect one of these
Boss,
vehicles.
we're running out of space for resources. We have to build a warehouse.
Ooh, a warehouse. Early in my previous game, I think I was actually asked to build a warehouse earlier in the process. Because I think I settled in such a small building. Because originally,
Okay, we'll build one.
your HQ is what you use as your initial warehouse. But it looks like, yeah, I've got so much capacity in this large building I chose, I didn't need one until now. Oh, hey, why don't we have Marilyn's group go and search that building just to see if it really is having a problem there. So Scipius points out that video games are good for morale, and so having an Xbox in a lounge can be pretty good for a community. And you're right, but for me, I am okay at playing video games. I'm not exceptional at playing video games. I'm good at making video games, and oh crap, zombie dogs.
Ready
Get in there. Get in there. I don't think in the apocalypse we're really going to have the capacity to make new video games. And that's the thing that makes me valuable. I mean, I can do other things. I could probably entertainingly tell stories and stuff like that. But still, I have only sort of the softer, more morale-focused skills. I don't really have... Yeah, okay, so look at it. Okay, so it looks like... Whereas, like, a field... Okay, a field produces food. So it produces, like, grain and stuff. Hostiles? Where? Where? Nowhere? Okay, fine. Anyway, okay, it looks like what happens is these fields produce grain every so often. The cookhouse turns grain and wood into food. But then the barn turns grain into meat and fertilizer, because animals. And then once I've got enough fertilizer, I can start using the fertilizer to make more food. I like they've created sort of this little loop here. Oh, man. Look at that capacity. Oh, that's crazy. But also, 1 million Vambies. Now, they don't necessarily know I'm here. I like that they sort of... They'll only attack you if they see you, and so you can actually use stealth and try to stay hidden. Oh, there's so many of them out, though. Okay. I think my people are staying inside today because of the storm. Which means that we're not making progress on those towers, and we are going to have to reroute people to defend that barn. Oh, by the way, I never assigned another another task to my researchers. Let's go with medical care. Just because, I mean, Marilyn has been taking so long to heal. I'm betting if we had medical care, she would heal faster. Malator points out that while video games might be good for morale, certain multiplayer games might actually hurt morale more than they help. Okay, so it's now nighttime, which still means the infected are around. We're just not getting a break, are we? Let's get through the night as fast as we can. Oh, crap. Okay. Marilyn, team. Get out there. Shoot at them. Okay. Now that they smell human blood, they're getting off the tower. And if we can get inside this defended building... Oh, they're hurting us. They're hurting us. But if we can get inside the building, now I think we're just shooting out at them. So buildings that I have actually fully repaired and sort of taken over have defenses. And so the Vambies don't get inside, and I'm shooting out the door at them. Okay, so now all of my characters in this group are kind of in crappy shape. These guys are still fine, though. The ones that I gave better weapons to. So, Beat My Walrus showed up in the chat and says, I always found this game so neat because you can use your own hometown. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. This is actually... I avoided using my own actual neighborhood because I didn't want to tell everyone where my neighborhood is, nor neighborhoods of any of my family members. But this is the college town where I lived in, like, 2001. And so, I think there's no harm in me sharing this. And this is actually the apartment building that I lived in. So yeah, so this is all familiar territory for me, though, from a long time ago.
Search done.
Okay, so yeah, they're... What else did I tell these guys to do?
There are some infected around here.
Infected around here? Where? You gotta tell me where if you're gonna say that, said the guy who did not make that true in State of Decay 2. But it's a pet peeve of mine in State of Decay 2 as well. You got characters who will say, there's a feral. And you're like, where? And you look around, and you look at the mini-map, and you look at the map, you're like, what feral? What are you talking about? If you know there's a feral, maybe you could tell me where it is? Yeah, little pet peeve of mine. But whatever. Yeah, okay, we're going kind of slow. This feels like a less threatening night than the day was, with all those massive hordes roaming around. So we'll fast forward. Assume we won't get into too much trouble. And I think we might have finished our research into medical stuff. Or have we just not started yet? Oh, we just haven't started yet. Nobody's gone to work yet. So now people are spreading out and going to work.
Sir, the people have reported hearing a lot of noises coming from underground. They're afraid that it could be infected moving through the sewers and tunnels. We need to bolster our defenses and be ready to attack from within, too.
Let's prepare.
We'll be ready.
I think what that probably means is this outer ring of defenses might be fine, but they could start spawning things inside my base. So I need to make sure I also have squads available to defend things. Oh, I mean, okay, since I'm having to defend this area anyway, I think this whole warehouse idea, we can just assign that to be a warehouse. It doesn't have any workers yet, but it will soon, once we finish these other jobs. Okay, how is this squad doing? Oh! Wait, hold, wait, stop! Okay. Let's, get away from these zombies. That is one of the drawbacks of fast forwarding in a game like this. Like, most of the time it's really helpful and it's good at saving time until you do it in the middle of a zombie attack, and then suddenly they can do a bunch of damage without you having time to respond. Okay, looks like we got it coming in. Oh, and we finished one of these towers. That's good. How close are we on the others? 60%, 90%. Okay, cool. And on the antenna? Okay, we're getting pretty close on these jobs. It was nice of them to spread out like this so we could take them individually. So Scipia says, one thing I'm glad that y'all didn't carry over is that in State of Decay 1, when I leave my car, it spawns like 6 Zeds. So I'm not exactly sure what would cause that, but I have a guess. My bet is that if you're driving fast, the spawning system is having trouble keeping up with you and spawning zombies in front of you. And so the game probably thinks that it has spawned zombies in front of you, but it actually hasn't succeeded yet. And so you drive fast into an area, stop, get out of your car, and then the game catches up and spawns the zombies that it thought that it was going to spawn long before you got there. So you were supposed to see those zombies as you came in and run into them and be like, oh, some zombies, and then fight them. But instead what happens is you get out there and they just suddenly appear after you arrive. Okay, let's keep everybody home for the night. Looks like we got some psychos over here to deal with, but this time maybe I'll not send an inadequate team over to fight them. Actually, you know what? No particular reason to delay. Wait, so why do my cars now not have, why do they not have signs above them anymore? That's weird. Don't cars usually have, like, oh, I think I might have, oh, I accidentally somehow turned off scavenging mode. So scavenging mode puts little markers over everything to tell you what it is, and I apparently just failed to have that on. Okay, so let's charge in my better armed team first, and then bring in the backup team. Let's definitely try to murder these guys. Okay. Oh, crap! Again, we suffered losses. Crap! I really thought we had it that time. Okay, I think I need to scooch over here. I think that... Get in the car. Okay, I think that if I had... I think that if I had actually timed it so they arrived at the same time instead of being staggered because they took vehicles that were so vastly different in speed, that would have gone better. So I should have timed it much better than I did. So Kimsa Bimsa says that they think that message, I assume you're talking about the message about zombies moving through the sewers. Kimsa says that he suspects that that's fake news, that's not actually a mechanic in the game. Because he's been playing for 40 hours, he's never actually seen it happen. Well, that's reassuring. It is funny how they can, like...
Chief,
Oh.
the survivors that we took in, they have some important info that we could use. They speak of various kinds of infected animals that they encountered, and other groups of survivors too. But they've lost people recently. It'll take some time for them to integrate. Let me find some jobs and shelters for them.
Okay. Seems good. I'm not able to clear this message. Why can't I clear the message? Usually you can click on these and they'll stop. Yeah, well, you didn't give me a button to push, so what am I supposed to do? Okay. I might actually have to do something weird. I might actually have to save the game. End transmission to save the game. No. Oh, no. So you can see here, there's a button that I'm supposed to be able to push, but it has nothing in it. Something went wrong with this button. It can't be pressed. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to wait till the next autosave. If there's going to be... So I can't save while the transmission is up. I don't know if the game will autosave while the transmission is up. It may not. So this person's going to keep bugging me and I can't answer them. It's really kind of sad. It's like I've lost my voice or something. Okay, so let's try to fast forward till dusk. No, I can't change time either. Okay, this is just annoying. You know what? I'm just going to go to the main menu without having saved. And we'll see. Maybe I'll get that character back. Maybe we'll... I mean, normally I don't like to sort of revert to an old save when I play a game like this. But in this case... So Comsbolt is coming in and is feeling very proud that that they were the one who originally pointed me at this game when it was like long before it was released. And so I tried out the demo of it, and then I met the developers at PAX, and I talked to them for a while, and they were really cool. And then and now I've bought it. So yeah, Comsbolt, thank you for starting me on that journey. Okay, so we've got the fight still going on. We've already lost a character. Okay, so I was thinking that maybe if I was lucky, we would come in right before losing that character and get them back. But unfortunately, the timing was just perfect for that not to be the case. Okay. This is a very awkward little space. Actually, so these guys, I could probably have them just search this area, because they're okay. These guys need to replenish their numbers and recover from their injuries. So let's take somebody away from one of these jobs. Let's give someone to this job. Add someone to the group, but then let's actually get this gun on my more experienced leader here. And then let's let them wait here to recover from their injuries. Of course, I still have never let Marilyn fully recover, so I don't know what I'm doing. Incoming transmission.
Chief?
Yeah, they're telling me about deconstructing buildings. I've already done that before, actually. So one thing I could do, actually, is deconstruct this building to make room for more fields.
Chief?
Oh, the antenna's operational now.
Okay, let's start broadcasting.
So yeah, so I have felt like I don't have quite enough people to do all the stuff I want to do. So now I can open up this instead of just receiving messages from people on this. I can actually hit the invite button.
Survivors, this is an infection-free zone. We provide food and shelter, safety and security. Join us.
Clear.
So I'm trying to figure out where all of my jobs are. Oh, it looks like, okay, I can actually pull something up behind my head here and see. So, okay, oh, that's why so many people are eating up. I've just got guards everywhere. That's right, because I built such tight defenses, I'm taking up a lot of people's time running the place in these things. So I should probably actually, like, towers that I'm not really relying on that much, I can just take people out of and then have more workers. Now, so far, these have been getting attacked a fair amount, so
There's nothing left.
I think I'll leave one each in those, at least. And then
Operator.
let's get in this car. And because, you know, if I'm not going to give Marilyn a break,
My way.
you know, why should I give anyone else a break? Let's just have them scavenge this whole place. They got a big old van. They can fill it up. It's fine.
No more to find.
Okay, looks like these guys, are these guys done scavenging?
There's nothing left.
We're running out of resources.
What do they have in the car? Can they put a few things in the car? Okay, it says we're running out of resources. What resources? What they tell us which? Oh, we're out of wood. We got a bunch of other construction materials, but we're out of wood.
We're on the move.
It looks like my people found a bunch of pistols. That's nice. Oh, it's because they fought those bad guys. That's why.
Search building clear.
Okay, so we're out of wood, and that means we either need to deconstruct a building, which we can do, because that will give us, it'll only give us 2 wood. It's not a lot of wood. But another thing we do is find some trees
Clear.
and start chopping the trees down. The problem is, trees, oh, here we go. This is a nice cluster of trees, not too far from the base. The problem is, like,
Search done.
you'll chop down all the trees near your base, and then you have to go further and further and further out, which wastes time. Oh, it looks like we've got some people who've heard our message. Yep, so we've encountered people willing to join us. We accept them. And once they come in,
Let's do it.
they'll spread out again and maybe get on some jobs. Oh, zombies. Okay, yeah, so sometimes you'll find Vambies while you're searching. Hopefully that didn't go too badly. We're a little hurt. We're fine, though. Mostly fine. Okay, looks like these... How are we doing? Oh,
No more to find.
I guess we'll just do the rest of the neighborhood.
Going there. Clear.
Okay, so adapt a building into a warehouse. That's still something we need to do. And actually, I can assign more people to it.
Building clear.
I've still got 4 extra people. So maybe I should put some more people back on guard duty.
No more to find.
And maybe over here because this place is so under-defended. Interesting that they... Oh, yeah. So one thing I can also do...
Clear.
Now that I've got 10 extra pistols, I can tell... So I've got most of my... You can decide what weapon people use in the tower. So I've got these corner towers using pistols, but the other ones are all using bows and arrows. I could actually, because this area is under-defended,
On my way.
assign them to use pistols. So the next time they get the opportunity, the people who are staffed here will go get a pistol and bring it back and try to use it. They don't just instantly have pistols, though. They actually have to go do the job to get the pistol. Oh, by the way, I just realized I made my face go away so you can see the interface, and I never brought it back. Not that you needed my face, really. it looks like, okay, this has definitely got food in it, so maybe that should be my next destination.
Operator,
Capacity-wise, we're doing pretty good.
building clear. On my way.
Interesting, they moved the car for that.
Going there.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure that what I just assigned will be more than what that car can hold. So are these folks still working? Yeah, they're still scavenging. This is a big old building. They got space in their trunk, though, so they're good.
Search done.
So yeah, ideally, I'd like to finish these jobs and finish this research before we quit.
There's nothing left.
Okay, it looks like one of my squads
Receiving.
needs more work. Oh, but they've almost emptied everything, so I'll send them to one more place and then send them home. I feel like I should park, like this car over here that they're using is not the best car. I feel like I should. Oh, I just ran them over there without their car. Interesting. Why'd they do that? Oh, they don't have a lot of room. All right. I should get them to stop using this car. This is my lowest capacity car. We should get them to empty it, but then leave it somewhere else. So, Grunt2001C asks, how are the bugs? If you mean with this game, they're not that bad. So I did run into one that caused me to lose a little bit of progress, less than a day of progress, because I couldn't close the communications tower. And of course, there are some weird bugs with just trying to like render my old apartment building over here as a building. It just doesn't have the resolution to do that footprint. They chose to render buildings at a lower resolution than that. And so there's a bug here and there, but for the most part, the game works as advertised, which is great.
Going there.
Okay, so they're naturally going to want to come back, but I'm going to prevent them from doing that. Let's just
Receiving.
go here.
Roger.
Okay, let's send the van out to do some more large-scale searching. We're really just going to wrap up this whole neighborhood. Okay, that entire city block, that's your job. Meanwhile, let's get these guys
Roger.
to get in this car, but then let's leave the car over here.
Do it.
Let's get out of the car, and then let's take this car instead because it's higher capacity. And then also that will keep this car from just constantly being in the way over here. Because all the cars tend to go to like pile up in the same place to deliver things to the warehouse. So you end up with this big pile of cars. You can't really control what car people get into. So let's. I just heard a message that a building got successfully repurposed. So yeah, we completed the warehouse.
Raiders spotted.
Raiders where? Oh, down there. How are we feeling about this? I'm not feeling great about it.
On my way.
If I need to run, I'll run.
We need more resources.
No more to find.
Send workers to chop down some trees. Maybe we could build some palisades
Going
in
there.
too.
Requesting support.
Can we shoot out the windows? Yes, we can. Can we hit them with cars? No, not in the building. Can I hit you with a car? Oh, not very well. Yes! You can! You can hit them with cars!
Going there.
How is my team doing?
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna gather some wood.
Waiting orders. We're on the move. Going there. Go.
What are you doing?
Get on the ground.
Oh no!
Weapon. Hands where I can see 'em.
Who is this?
Who is this?
Nice little squad you got here.
Who are you? What do you want?
What do you want?
What can we offer for our people's lives? Just say what you want.
Tell
Canned food. Lots of stuff. Okay, so for now I am going to accept. I think I've got enough canned food that we're fine.
All right.
I'm glad we have an understanding. Later.
Okay, 4 crates of food delivered by an unarmed team. Okay. So I'm going to need to take a couple people off a job. So that I can make a new squad. This is interesting that they're making me sort of like learn to sort of, I don't know. I'm having to, no, I don't want you to have, how do I, there we go. I was like, how do I get rid of your stuff? And then how do I collect food?
Operator.
Can I get food from the exchange, maybe? Building for exchange? There we go. There we go. Wow, okay, I like this. They held up my people to teach me intricacies of the inventory system.
On my way.
What a neat way to do it.
Operator.
So what is going on here?
They're coming.
Get him! Get him! Yes! Oh, vehicle condition very low. What can I do about the vehicle condition? That feels important. Like, can I fix vehicles or what? All right, we've done it. Let them go.
Go.
Release them.
Release.
Want them back? Let's double the price. Come and get them.
So now he's taking all of my people? Oh, that is garbage. All right.
Receiving.
All right. This means war. Let's take some. Okay, we got. Take some people off this. We can cut wood later.
Ready for action.
I got more what guns than that, don't I? Hey, you all.
Waiting orders.
We need you.
Roger.
Come here. Okay, so I've got one squad here,
Ready for action.
and then do I not? Okay, I've got pistols. Why can't they use pistols? Only one of my guys can use a pistol. Why? Is it something about the people? Is it? I've got ammo.
Waiting orders. Going there.
I've got 3 new guns here. Is it because those guns are in demand by... Are they reserved by guards from these towers?
Receiving. Ready for action.
I'm really not sure. Let me try exchange again now that I brought more guns home. What does the red mean? Is it just... Oh, they need to have ammo in their gun. I need to... If I'm manually giving them guns, I need to manually give them ammo.
Waiting orders.
Interesting. Okay, you know what? Let's grab some ammo for these guys, too.
Ready for action.
All right.
My way.
Everybody get in the car. I got 6 minutes until a meeting. So I don't have a lot of time. Somebody's fighting Vambies over here. I don't know who it is.
Reporting.
So whatever this is going to be the last thing I do. No, what are you... Why did you go in there? What is wrong with you? Oh, it's because they were carrying ammo. I thought they might need extra ammo. I don't know how it works. But apparently, no. If you have ammo, the only thing you can do is bring it inside. So let's get close with both cars, because these cars move at different speeds. Wait, what's under attack? Can you guys please defend yourselves? I don't have time for this. Okay. Armed people are coming in. Whoa, I see somebody doesn't like playing by the rules. Release them!
Release.
All right, all right. Release them first.
First.
Okay, we're fighting you.
Made your choice already. We'll just.
God damn it, they fooled us! Kill them, boys! I'll get you next time, operator.
Ha ha! Oh, and one of my squads just continued the job they were doing. Okay, let's get everybody sort of wrapped up here. Oh, okay, hey. Come here. Go fight the zombies. Everybody go fight the zombies.
They're breaking into our building.
They're messing up that building. Come on, guys. Oh, we got them all. We got them all. Okay. Okay. So the van goes here. Okay, we did get some fancy guns from those bad guys. We should come out and move this car like we did before. This car can come in here. And now, actually, I think we can disband one of my squads. We don't need them all. Let's disband these guys. Because we don't need all those squads. We only need the number of squads as we have cars. Okay, but it looks like we've built everything. We can expand the number of people who are chopping wood. We're still working on our medical research, but we survived that encounter with the raiders. Everybody's safe at home, and I actually didn't even lose any people in that fight, I don't think. We lost people in other fights. We didn't lose people in this fight. But yeah, I am completely out of time. So, but that was kind of exciting. I love the fact that, you know, they have very, very simple combat mechanics and stuff in this game. It's very simple. Everything is very simple, but they found a way with all those very simple pieces to make an interesting encounter where I had to, like, really learn how to use the inventory system, to go through a bunch of steps and figure out, like, I was figuring out the UI that whole time as I was learning how to go fight those guys. And now, you know, that was an interesting story. It got resolved, and now I know more about how to play the game. This is a very well put together, like, tutorial type scenario. So I'm still very pleased with this game, but I need to get out of here pretty fast because we've got I got a meeting coming up in 2 minutes, so we're just gonna get out of here as fast as we can. I'm gonna go do my job, but thanks for hanging out with me, and yeah, this game is cool.